said I got to say something, baby, hand me the mic. I said I got to say something, better hand me the mic. Somebody hand me a mic, cause I got to say something, so just hand me a mic. When I need to say something, better hand me the mic. I said I got to say something, better hand me the mic.
First thing in the morning?
Water.
Electrolytes, water. That's kind of the in thing, isn't it now? Electrolytes, ice baths.
Yeah.
Do you know the ice baths thing?
Grounding as well, have you heard of that?
I've heard of the grounding.
What's grounding?
Well, you're in contact with nature first thing in the morning. If you live in like a rough estate, then maybe that's not a good idea. People will ring the police, but yeah, apparently feet touching the ground.
Yeah, barefoot on the grass.
Yeah, that's it.
And you got to get in
grounding is supposed to be
really
fantastic.
In the sun.
Yeah,
ideally.
Ideally,
obviously, we live in England, but yeah, I have heard that's rather good.
Huh. So on a morning, wake up, no coffee, no telephone.
Ideally.
A litre of water, stand outside in the garden, feet on the
Feet
grass.
in the ground.
Bare feet in the ground.
Naked as well.
Naked. Take the air in.
Exactly. Apparently.
Is it?
Ice bath as well, you forgot that.
Yeah, I'm on the, I say ice bath. I'm not posh enough for an ice bath. I have a bath that
Right.
I run cold.
Okay.
And I get in it every day.
Right.
You know, I admit, I think we all have to admit, like, we all heard it on Joe Rogan, didn't we? Like, that's where it started, right? We all watched Joe Rogan. He said he gets an ice bath. We all jumped on the bandwagon, right? In some way, shape, or form. Whether you've got the Lumi tub in your garden or, like me, you're getting in your ratty bath. Yeah, all right, listen. When I get out, yeah, I feel a bit invigorated for, half an hour or so. Is there real health benefits? Is there science to show that there's health benefits?
Yes, short answer. But if you feel better, like the placebo effect, then that's good enough for me. And I've been doing it for a year, the ice bath thing. And
Samesies.
Yeah.
We must have listened to the same podcast, mate. Do you know what I mean?
But obviously the placebo effect works, so roll with it. And I honestly feel better for it. They say it's like having a line of cocaine, don't they? The effects of being in the ice bath.
Yes.
I've never had a line of cocaine, but I can imagine.
Well, I may or may not have had that before, but it does give you a rush. Have you not? Are you ice bathing it?
Absolutely, every single morning without
So you've got
fail.
the proper setup.
Yeah, well,
Is
in
it
my
plugged
garden.
plugged into the wall?
No.
Not one of them.
I literally refill it every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Clean it out every Sunday, fresh water.
Does-
My wife actually gets in it now, which is
Through these summer months, is that water staying cold?
no.
Lukewarm.
It's not a challenge. Don't get me wrong. When I jump in there, it's like, but then after a few seconds, no, it's fine. It's
Yeah.
easy. But the cold, dark winter, different ball game.
Yeah.
Your mind is literally crying.
Yeah.
Do not get in this ice bath. You'll regret it. You never regret it, do you?
No.
No.
Not when you get out.
Oh, it's a great feeling. But
Yeah.
it does, honestly, it wakes me up, it makes me feel fantastic. Don't get me wrong, I'm shivering for 3 hours afterwards, but
Yeah. I've come, I'm the same as you, exactly a year, not
Yeah.
this time last year,
Yeah.
jumped on the bandwagon. And I remember the first, few times doing it. Oh, this is cold. Oh, how little did I know that getting in these, obviously I'm running off the tap and the tap must be plumbed to some main somewhere. So it must, all I'm getting at is the difference between running that cold bath in July to running that cold bath in January at 6 o'clock in the morning. They're two different things. They're not even related.
No.
And like you say, for me, it was I like, because I didn't miss a day. It wasn't just a complete shock. It has slowly got colder and colder and colder.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you say, some of them January mornings when you're
Awful.
looking at that bath and you stood in your house and you're freezing before you get in. Like you've got a hoodie on, you're shivering. It's cold in the house. You can nearly see your breath. And yeah, the convincing that your mind
The fight.
does- yeah. And it's literally like, it's like spinning your yarn. It's
Yeah.
saying, mate, like, what you doing?
But if you get in that bath, that's probably the hardest thing you're going to do that day.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. My dog stares at me. What are you doing? Every morning. I'm like, you should know the routine by now, Nelly.
Yeah.
So
How happy are you when you've finished and you get out?
I feel great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel fantastic. Like you can't, unless you do it. I say don't knock it until you try it. Because obviously people slate you online, don't they? I was posting on my stories, me getting in the ice bath and people were like, oh, ice baths, who do you think you are? Yeah, influencer.
Yeah.
But I don't care. I feel great. So I'll continue to do so until, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, as I'm sitting there on the morning shivering my my nutsack off. I often wonder, is this doing something other than than the buzz and the initial rush?
Yeah, of
is
course.
there, all this jazz about heat shock proteins and all this jazz?
Dopamine hit and
Yeah. Is it actually benefiting your health, or does it just feel cool? Do you know what I mean? Because the thing is, if it just felt cool, if all it was is saying, no, you're just getting this 30 minutes, but it's not doing anything to your health, I'd sack it off. I would sack it off.
Right,
but
okay.
I've got it in my head that it's somehow making me healthier.
Me too. Me too.
I
And I'll
probably-
continue to do that until I'm convinced otherwise.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, God bless Joe Rogan, eh?
I know, yeah.
I know, yeah.
But he swirls around in that ice bath apparently. Or he's got a setting where it's like a whirlpool effect and your body never gets accustomed to that.
I've heard of
So
this.
if we're sat, it's creating like a thermal layer. So we're like, this is all right, this. But then as soon as you move, then it starts to feel cold again. It's like getting in the sea is much colder than getting in an ice bath, isn't it?
100%. 100%.
So we should just jump in the North Sea every morning.
I know. Would you? If you
I
lived
would
by
if
the
I lived
coast?
close by, of course.
Even in the winter months?
Yes.
Braver man than me.
Yeah.
Are we rolling, Southpaw?
We are rolling.
We are
Right.
rolling. Okay, so welcome to another episode of People Like Us. Before we start, do want to say we appreciate everybody that watches, everybody that listens. But what you must do, Southpaw, because what people aren't doing something, are they?
Well, a lot of people are watching the episodes, but not many are subscribed.
No.
I think it's somewhere in the region of 78% of people aren't subscribed that are watching. So hit that subscribe button, guys, and then it'll come up in your algorithm next time we post.
Yeah, muchos gracias. So today's guest is a fat loss and confidence expert. He is the mind behind M. Purdie Coaching, helping men and women lose fat, gain confidence, and get results without missing out on life. We are thankful to be joined today by Mr. Michael Purdie. Well done, everybody.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
Thank you
thanks
for
being,
coming.
Yeah, thanks for the invite. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so I'm going to jump straight in, right?
Oh, okay.
Thank you for talking with people like us. I want to know, confidence coach, love that. Before I knew you were coming in, I got told confidence coach is coming in. And my mind was like, wow, like somebody who understands confidence, I need some of this in my life.
Okay.
So what differentiates, if that's the right word, what's different between what you do and a PT?
Great question. Where do I start? So obviously you've got fat loss, just losing weight, just getting in shape for whatever reason, okay? Which is what a PT does, what it's paid to do most of the time, depending on their goal. Is it performance related? Is it health related or whatever? But what I do is I want somebody to go from not feeling particularly good about themselves, whether that be how they look, how they feel, and transforming their whole lifestyle. And then to one day, them to turn around and go, I feel great. I feel unstoppable. I can take on anything in life, because a better version of them not only means a better version of them for themselves, but for everything in their lives. And that's kind of...
Yeah, I mean, confidence. I think some people miss this.
Yeah.
Confidence, to have confidence and not to have confidence, that is, I mean, how impactful that can be in your life and how much that will dictate
Yep.
how your life will go is, and I don't think you understand it. If you are, unfortunately, somebody that has very little confidence, you probably can't comprehend what being confident feels like. Granted, everybody has some form of lack of confidence somewhere. We're not all supreme,
No.
unless you're Mike Tyson, of course.
Of course, yeah.
But apparently, even he had doubts, you know?
We all have doubts, we're only human, yeah.
But confidence, that's what really, really sparked my interest when I heard Michael Purdie was coming on.
Yeah.
Because I thought that is a really, really important message, I guess,
Yeah.
a really, really important thing. I dare say, if you said to me, right, you can either be completely shot to bits of confidence, right, but look like an Adonis, or be an absolute slob and have the confidence of Mike Tyson in his heyday, I would 100% pick the slob with the confidence.
Absolutely,
Because that person's life is going to be amazing. And this person's life is going to be an absolute pit of hell, looking fantastic. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I would agree with that. However, if you look a certain way, like if you look your best, your version of best, you're more likely to have that confidence, right? Because if you are, well, to quote you, like a slob or whatever, then you're not going to particularly feel very confident about yourself. You may put on a front in front of others, like I kind of did back in the day. But yeah, if you were to focus on your health markers, whatever that may be, it's individualized, of course, then the outcome will be confidence. But as a byproduct of that, you'd like to think, look and feel your absolute best. Would you agree there?
Yeah, to an extent. I'm probably in the ballpark personally of where you've just said you were. People look at me and they think I'm confident, but really I'm not.
Okay.
It's all a front. It's a complete lie.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you fake it till you make it. You know what I mean? I don't like social situations. I don't like being in front of cameras. I don't like anything. I'm not confident.
Right.
But people would look at me and think I probably am because I put a good front on.
Yeah.
You know?
I get that.
But some people don't put the front on. And I think it's quite consuming. I think it can completely take over life and they end up sitting in front of the telly on their own. You know, I have a personal friend that purely through, that's how it starts, with confidence.
Yeah.
Won't go to the gym because he's out of shape. Again, it's all a knock-on effect. Where is he? No social circle, no partner in life, you know, no will, no desire, other than him to say, oh, I wish I wasn't like this. But his confidence, and then, you know, if you speak to him and say, you know, should we go to the gym? Come with me. He's unconfident because of his size. He doesn't want to go in a gym around all the fit people, and you know, it's sad. It really is sad, actually.
Yeah, and that's my kind of target audience. I want to help those people. I want to help those people come away from that. You know, starting off low self-confidence, afraid of going to the gym. I've worked with many people in that position. But as soon as they see a return of actually going to the gym, looking after themselves, then they start being motivated to kick on, achieve more, and then confidence does, in my experience, skyrocket.
Absolutely.
But I agree with what you said about yourself, because I was in that position. Even when I was shredded on stage, I felt insecure.
Right.
So there's a healthy middle ground, and I'm at that position right now, compared to obviously stepping on stage and everyone's like, you look fantastic. I look fantastic, but I didn't particularly feel great.
You come across as somebody that is very confident. Would you say that you are confident?
Yes, I would.
Good.
Yeah, I've done the work though to get to where I am now, and that's what I try and put across to my clients. I try and help them avoid the mistakes I once made.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. What were those mistakes?
Where do I start? Excuses for my position I was in. I was going back years now. I was the victim. Even though I was going to the gym, I was a victim. I wasn't particularly going anywhere. I was blaming my situation on other things, other people, relationship at the time. So I was in that position where I didn't feel very good. So it's when I actually hired my first coach. I then was like, wow, I can take this somewhere. And then obviously he helped me a lot to get to where I am today. And obviously every single year I just pick up more, you know, take more knowledge on board and apply what I know and what the mistakes I've made. And like I say, I've tried to help my clients avoid those mistakes. Easier said than done, of course.
Right.
But I don't really open up about it enough on social media, and that's something I'd like to do more of.
Yeah. I think you should, because I bet you there's a lot of people that are in similar mind space and similar situation to that. I'm pretty sure of it anyway. So tell you what, start from the beginning. Do like to do a little bit of This Is Your Life. We know obviously Purdie coaching. I've got a few bits to ask you. I know you've done some bodybuilding, some other bits Southpaw said, but I haven't made a note of. But so where did this all begin? So tell us how how did your life begin? Where did you come from? How did you end up coming along this path to coaching?
So I'm going to take you back to 2010. I actually landed a job as a pot washer in a well-known hotel outside of Darlington.
Okay.
Called Rockcliffe Hall. Are you familiar?
Yes.
So there's me washing pots, getting abuse from the chefs. I don't know if you've worked in the kitchen industry. It is brutal.
I've been a pot washer.
Have you?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
right, okay. So I was labelled dish pig, used to get pans shot, you clean this. I was like, wow, this is awful. Absolutely horrendous. Anyway, long story short, During my time there, I bumped into the spa manager, Ali Bramwell, great guy. And he was just chatting to me about fitness. He knew I had a passion for it. So he said to me, Michael, would you like to work in the gym? I was like, never really thought about it, because I was into fitness at the time, kind of winging it back then. And I was like, yeah, why not? So he actually offered to put me through my qualifications. The resort put me through my level 2, level 3, which I was, looking back, I was like, wow, that's amazing. I wouldn't be where I am today without that opportunity. So then I landed a job in the gym. Didn't really know what I was doing. I was a little bit green in the beginning, a bit of an imposter. I had a bit of imposter syndrome. But then I obviously got a result with a client. She came back from a 3-week cruise. I remember it well. And she came to me, she's like hugging me. She's like, Michael, can I just say thank you so much? I felt amazing on holiday. I wore, outfits I wanted to wear. I was just confident. And I was like, that's amazing. Like, that made me feel so good. And I'm chasing that feeling every single day when a client messages me, when I have a client win. So that, to me, that's so fulfilling. So from Rockcliffe, I went on to another gym in Darlington. And then 2 of my friends convinced me to go self-employed. And then here we are, a few years later.
Yeah, it's crazy that you said that something you picked up on. I picked up on a moment ago. You said that there was once upon a time you hired a coach for you. Mm-hmm. Is that right? Mm-hmm. It's funny how you ended up, hired a coach, then you became a coach. It's crazy,
it was needed, right? For accountability, for support, for that arm around the shoulder when you need it, for that kick up the backside when you need it. Because we can all get a result on our own, but I think to take your results to the next level, not always, but it does help to hire out for a second pair of eyes on how things are going.
I definitely think some people will get the better results through having a coach. I do know people that wouldn't require a coach, that are completely self-motivated,
Me too.
They're probably a bit unhinged, those types of people, to be fair. But that sometimes isn't a bad thing, Okay, so that got you there. Well, I was going to ask you what made you decide to be a coach, but I think that was probably it. Was it getting the feeling that you had from that lady?
So obviously I was into my fitness when I was a pot washer. Didn't really know what I was doing, but I did obviously had a passion for the gym, sport in general. Always been into sport since I was a young age. Failed footballer, and then
footballer.
Well, yeah, I was like any kid. I was into football, and when I reached my teenage years, kind of slacked off a little bit. Didn't really go out as such, but I was getting into all kinds of different sports, skateboarding, tennis when Wimbledon was on. So I kind of lost my way of football. And then when I picked it back up again, it was too late to do anything with it. So I sacked that off.
I bet most little boys. I think we all had that dream, didn't we? When we were at school, the what if stories. You know what? I bet you there would be a lot of kids. I can remember, I wasn't the best in the school, but there was some really good footballers in my school. Yeah. And, social, pressures and young ladies and things like this sort of, you come off the boil a little bit. I bet you if a lot of those kids got the bringing through, if you like, and the support and they were kept away from, shall we say, the vices, I bet a lot of them kids could have made it professional.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I often think that's probably a big part in it.
It's peer pressure, isn't it, from others?
Yeah.
Come on, stop being boring. Come out, have a drink with us in the park. White Star.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're 14 and 13, going to bed at 7 o'clock and having your Weetabix at 6 a.m. isn't it's not desirable, is it?
My main goal in school was it's funny looking back now, I was an idiot, was to make every girl in that class think, wow, Michael's amazing. He's so funny. Yeah. Did it work? No. But that was my ultimate goal. And that's why I was the class clown and wasn't naughty. I was just cheeky.
Yeah.
So again, that probably led to my failures.
The demise of the football career.
That's it.
You fancy yourself as a bit of a footballer, don't you, South Paul?
Back in the day, yeah.
Yeah.
You used to be called Happy Feet on the touchline. Yeah, they used to call us that. Feet move so fast. But no, I had trials with Newcastle and such and let us go because, the camera can't see me, but I'm rather small. And it's all about height, strength and pace. The 3 things that I didn't really have. But they said my technique and my football brain was up there with, I don't know. Messi, the Thiago, I don't know, just the David Silvas of the world. And in fact, in academies, you'll find a lot of the time that you're in there. Certainly myself, I was in there for one player. So there might be 11 players in that team, but they're only focusing on the striker because the striker's the really talented one. And I always managed to play him through, and I was this sort of thing. But actually, it's a bit disheartening on the other players. But yeah, I'm also a failed footballer, mate. I share that.
Welcome to the team.
It's not a good team to be on.
So, can I ask, before we go into the coaching, you did some bodybuilding. Mm-hmm. How did that come about?
Wow. So this was actually during my stint at Rockcliffe Hall. Oh, God. Okay. That's me now.
That's coaching, isn't it? That wasn't you, that one in the pink, no?
Okay. That wasn't my... Again, that's quite recent. So, again, I don't share a lot of my...
No, there are some pictures of the bodybuild, and I have seen it. If you're on stage, all I think you got that brown paint on and stuff.
Yeah, very gaunt in the face. That was one of the negative effects.
Because when I saw your bodybuilding pictures,
just up there.
Oh,
when I saw your body, when I heard bodybuilding, I thought, I think of Ronnie Coleman,
massive bodybuilders.
And I seen. So what category is this then?
Men's physique, board shorts. It's kind of that beach look,
right? So it's the Ken doll look.
Yeah, a bit of a leaner version.
Yeah, Ken wasn't really ripped up, was he?
He was in shape.
Yeah, he was all right, but he wasn't immense. So this is more of a, I guess, not non-freak type bodybuilding.
Attainable for a natural, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's to get to this point? What goes into that?
A lot of sacrifice, for sure.
In food.
Everything, all areas of life.
Right.
My wife, bless her, she put up with a lot because I didn't turn. It didn't. It had a lot of negative effects on me and my health at the time. Even though, like you said, I look shredded, right? But I respect anyone who decides to do that, pursue that goal, because it's hard. It's very hard. And people say it's not a sport. It's not this. Yeah, you could argue it's not a sport, but the discipline that goes into that is next level.
Yeah.
It's a lot different from a lifestyle client, so I don't coach anyone who wants that.
No. As you say, I can relate to this. I never did anything professional, but I did get an obsession about how I physically looked, through looking at, pictures like this. Mm-hmm. And for quite a long period of time, I made it like a lifestyle thing. And I think I can probably relate to some of the sort of bad things that happened in your time, because you are literally eating chicken and broccoli. You're sort of grazing on chicken and broccoli the whole time, and you sort of, what's the word? You're snappy, you're angry because you're not getting the fats and the sugars and the happy things, and because you can't eat certain things, you can't go certain places, and I think you become very like self-obsessed sort of thing, and I think it can turn you into a bit of a dark character sort of thing. You found something similar, right?
Yeah, thankfully my coach Lewis, he was phenomenal. He gave me a lot of support because he's obviously been there. So see where I'm going. Like, he was that second pair of eyes. Michael, keep your head in the game. When I was experiencing like a lot of negativity from family members, but they were only trying to help. Michael, you look gaunt in the face. Is this safe? Is this healthy? It was all controlled, but they didn't know that.
No.
I was going around my granddad's and he was like, Michael, go and get a sandwich out the cupboard, whatever. I was like, I'm fine, Granddad. Thank you. I know what I'm doing.
Right.
So it was hard to get people to understand what I was doing, but then that would feed into, actually, is this all right? Is this normal? And obviously libido goes out the window because your body fat's that low. Sleep is really affected by
In what way? How is sleep affected?
Because your obviously body's crying out for more calories because it can't really sustain that low percentage. So it does disrupt your mood, your sleep, your libido, energy levels, because your body's fighting to... So what happens is it naturally wants you to move less. So right now I'm probably a bit more twitchy than I would have been when I was competing, because your body's like, nope, we're going to try and conserve as much energy as possible. So without realizing it, you actually move less when you're leaner.
Huh.
Interesting, right?
Is that a thing? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So this is something I've recently heard, which is about low body fat equals low libido. Didn't know that was a thing. You know, you see these people and they look like sex gods, you know, 12 packs and 24 packs on the stomach and, you know, 5% body fat and whatever. And you think, wow, they look amazing. Like, but in actual fact, they probably haven't seen an erection in 2 months.
Yeah, I had no sex drive during my bodybuilding short career.
Yeah, it's strange you mentioned that because I can relate to that as well.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that was, I thought it was stress, you know. But so that is a thing. Low body fat will equal. Is there a sweet spot for body fat then?
It's all person dependent, I guess. But for me, where I'm at now and where I've been at recently for that photo shoot, the photo you pulled up there, that's attainable. And that's where I'm at. I'm guessing that's the same for you. Your physique right now, because you're obviously in shape.
Yeah, I might be a bit obsessive. I think I do. I a bit too much.
Right.
I think I do overtrain. But it's you know what's happened with me over years. I've added something and added something and added something, and because I'm an obsessive, I do them every day.
Yeah, I'm like that.
And an hour and a half workout has now worked into about 4 hours worth of training a day. You know, and I'm becoming more and more aware that I think I might be overdoing it here, because similar to you, zero libido. You know, I'm never really interested. You know what I mean? I'll try and avoid it if I'm being honest.
Okay,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
More in, you know, same everywhere I go. I'm still in that obsession phase where I can go out for food. I don't know if you have had this. You could go out for food to restaurants, but you're playing a tactical game all the time, and you're looking at things and you're thinking, right, how can I get some salmon and some broccoli and still avoid this, but not look obvious like I'm being avoid. Like literally every meal I go to, I'm sort of playing that game all the time.
Yeah.
Too obsessing about how many calories are in this and how I'm going to look. And I'm still there. Yeah, I'm in that place. Yeah, definitely.
Living on MyFitnessPal?
I don't know what that is.
Right, so a calorie counting app.
No.
Okay.
It's all sort of eye test to me.
Right, that's fair.
Intuitive,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky in that respect. I can see what things are.
Yeah.
I'm sure my diet won't be perfect. I'm sure I'm missing something, but I know my sweet spot. I'm a creature of habit.
Yeah,
so I do the same thing every day, you know?
Yeah.
You get your far-high yogurt in the morning with loads of berries in it. And then on the evening, you're looking at some salmon, some veg, and, you know, some pistachio nuts, this sort of thing. Bit of grazing. But, yeah, I'm pretty obsessive. I'll avoid sugars and carbs at all costs.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. Is that something you'd like to change?
Mate, I'd love to have a dairy milk, you know? I'd love to just eat what I wanted.
Have you got one, Southpaw?
We do have a Starbucks.
Got loads of Red Bulls, that's for sure.
Plenty of Red Bulls. Yeah, no, I know that place. Yeah, and I am learning that this low body fat is probably resulting in libido decrease.
Yeah, your sweet spot is probably not far off where you are now. But if
Probably
you were to
not.
just increase your calories a little bit, maybe do a little bit less in the gym, you might actually be really happy with the result.
Yeah, I think you will. You might not look as good, but you probably feel better.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Yeah, it's just a constant pursuit, isn't it? Certainly
Never
I'm-
happy.
No, it's a constant pursuit. You're never going to win. No, there's no such thing, I don't think.
And this is why I say this to clients all the time. A lot of people just focus on the end goal, the outcome, rather than trying to focus on the process. So the day-to-day tasks, responsibilities required to get to that goal.
Right.
So instead of just chasing whatever the goal may be, focus on the process, and then the outcome will actually happen as a result of doing the stuff you're meant to do every single day.
Yeah. You did mention something. But before we do, we'll do the advert thing, Southpaw, yeah?
Absolutely.
We'll be right back after this advert thing. Do you have a business? Thinking about starting one? Dash, the bespoke web design and branding experts. When you have a business that needs a professional online presence, when your current website is starting to look a little outdated and tired, when you have an idea and want to see it brought to life online, that's where Dash can help. Dash create bespoke websites built around your business and its requirements, from exceptional e-commerce stores to sell your products online to beautiful brochures showcasing who you are and what you do.
The team at Dash will become an extension of your business. You'll be assigned a dedicated team who will help guide and advise from the initial design brief all the way to the website launch. Not only that, Dash provide full aftercare to carry out any changes, alterations or updates quickly and efficiently. It's like having your very own personal web development team 365 days a year. Dash understands that in today's world, the right online image, exposure and representation is the key to success. Book in a free, no obligation consultation with one of their experts today to see how Dash can make your online vision an online reality. Just visit www.dashmedia.co.uk or search Dash Media on Google to find out more. Dash, the bespoke website and branding experts.
So are we back, Southpaw?
We're back.
We're back. So I'm going to just go hard on this stuff because I'm going down the stuff I'm interested in, not the stuff I'm not interested in now. Very selfish. One more time. Purdie Coaching. What's the mission statement?
Well, exactly as it says in the bio, I help men and women lose fat and gain confidence without missing out on anything. So that's family events, social occasions. My goal is to ensure they don't miss out on all the things they enjoy in life.
Right. So is it to help people or is it to get them to a perfect place?
Well, I don't think a perfect place exists, does it really? I think it's more about playing the long game and being the best version of themselves, whatever that looks like, right. So they can sustain that for as long as they want.
Right.
It's not a short-term thing and they revert back to old habits. This is a long-term pursuit.
Yeah.
So if they get to a point where they're really happy with how they look, then we change direction, focus maybe on a performance goal. We're always, assessing and chasing more progress, whatever that looks like to the individual. And this is what one thing I'll say is it's individualized. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. I think that's important.
I was thinking that because obviously no two people are the same, really. Even if you get two, let's pick two random ladies, let's say, two 45-year-old ladies approach you think, oh, they're the same. Mm-hmm. No, they're not. They're not the same at all.
No.
How big are they, how tall are they, what's the history, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
What's the lifestyle, what's the diet, what do they like, what don't they like.
Yeah.
Just when I read this little bit in your bio, I'm somewhere, something that you're going to do what you do, but not let it impact family, jobs, social. I was sat thinking, is that even possible? Because, to me, it doesn't seem possible. How?
Well, obviously, we'd have to manage expectations. So if you come to me and said, I want to be shredded, but I still want to go out 4 or 5 times a week, get drunk or whatever, then without the assistance of drugs and things like that, it's going to be hard to achieve. Yeah. So we'd obviously have to have a conversation and say, right, what is actually attainable here? What are you chasing? Right? And then we'd work back over. But you can absolutely, I'm proof of that, because I live the life I want, yet still achieve the results I want to achieve, whether that be to do with running, whether that's physique based.
How much training do you do a day?
I'm a bit like you. I train most days.
Yeah.
So if that's a run, if that's a gym session, but I love it. It's people say it's easy for you. You're a PT. I would say yes, in ways it kind of is, because it's difficult for me not to train because I don't like how it makes me feel if I miss a session. Mm-hmm. A bit like you.
How do you feel?
Well, if I miss a session, moody.
Yeah.
My wife knows how I feel after a session. She's like, I can tell you haven't been in the gym. It's like, yeah, because working out gives me energy. People say I'm too tired to work out. And I say, no, you're too tired because you're not working out.
Crazy,
it's
right?
true, isn't it? Yeah.
Crazy.
The effects exercise alone, forget about fat loss, right? The benefits exercise has on the body is just incredible. You're more productive at work. You sleep better. You've got more energy.
Yeah. And you know what? There may be people watching this now, right? Yeah. And think, there's 2 lads there, right? Banging in the gym in some way, shape or form. One does it for a living.
Yeah.
I'm 60-year-old, right? I'm massively overweight. Yeah. I've never trained in my life. It's easy for them to say, yeah, I get that. But like you've just said, it's all, there's something they can do. They don't have to be going to the gym, doing 2 hours bench pressing and CrossFitting. No. You can do half an hour a day of stuff in your house with a YouTube video of some daft workout you found, burning 300-400 calories, knackered. You do that for 6 months and you'll
get a return.
Yeah. And I've said this, it doesn't really, unless you're a complete paraplegic, like bless him, Stephen Hawkins was, you know, but even then, he could probably, you know, do one with his eyes or something. Do you know, like, there's something he could have done. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
But no matter who no matter who you are, there's something you can do.
Yeah, it's the do something mentality, isn't it? Doing something is way better than doing nothing, of course. But it's getting people to see that person might say, what's the point? You know, what's the point in going out for a 20-minute walk? That's not going to do anything for me. Well, no, it is. You're wrong. If you do that consistently, you will get a return.
Yeah. I have like a bit of a thought. This is original as well.
Okay.
Like I think I came up with it. Like I don't think I heard it online, like most things. It's like okay, let's imagine now, right? There's somebody watching us is 3 times over the weight they should be, never been in the gym, there they are. And yeah, to get from there to the picture we just saw of you is either impossible or would take you about 10 years to do, right? Granted.
Yep.
And then they can think, well, I'm not going to feel good till I get here.
Yes.
No. Just doing something will give you the high you're looking for. Even if you get home and you're exactly the same fat and you're exactly the same shape.
No change.
But just the action of knowing that you're doing something changes everything.
Yes.
It changes how your mind is. You become more positive. You start to think this can happen. You know what I mean? I can change this. I can feel better. There's a lot of people out there that haven't exercised properly, that don't know the feeling of that positive feeling. Is it a dopamine hit, whatever it is? Is that what it is?
So with that, it's just doing something not every single day, but most days that aligns with the type of person you wish to become. Like, that's so true, isn't it? Anything in life. It doesn't have to be a bench press workout, whatever you mentioned there. It can be putting your trainers on and going around the block.
Yeah.
Do that multiple times throughout the week. Clean up your diet, swapping the full sugar cans of pop for sugar-free. Yeah. There's loads of things. It doesn't have to be, you know, astronomical. It can just be something so simple, so small, but it has to be something that's like, you can't fail at it. Putting your trainers on. That's the intention, isn't it, of doing the habit, the positive habit.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Everyone can do that.
Everyone can do something.
Something. Yeah. I understand why that picture may put someone off, because like, I'm never going to get to that, so I'm not even going to bother trying. No, you need to work to what your ideal version looks like.
And I know a chap, a good friend of mine, a very good friend, and he is very overweight, and he has no desire to get there. No. He said, I just want it to be flat. You know, I just want to be able to take my top off and not be horrifically embarrassed. You know, so his goal, his you know, holy grail, it isn't that.
No.
His holy grail is just to be flat.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
To be 15 stone, not 25, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that's the dangers of social media, of course, because a lot of the influencers will portray, say, a physique maybe similar to mine, and go, you can look like this if you join my program, or if you do this, if you do that. Here's my full day of eating to look how I look. And that's obviously, I don't like that. I don't agree with it. So I always say work to the version you want to become, rather than focusing on comparing to someone like myself even, or even you know. You can't do that. And that's the problem with social media, is comparison. It's just crazy. Yeah,
I think we all fall victim to that.
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm 100% still falling victim.
Same.
Knowing that I'm falling victim, you know?
We're all
it's
human.
Part and parcel of the social media world, isn't it?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
We love it and we hate it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, your teaching approach, like your method with people.
Yeah.
Do you take like the military approach? Are you like a boot camper? Are you a friend guy? Like, how do you play it?
It's all person dependent again. This is why I was saying it's all individualized. So some clients may need a bit more of a push than others. A push as in, come on, sort your shit out. We need to do this.
Yeah.
You need to do it for your health, for your family. Think about that. And some people need a softer approach, that arm around the shoulder when things aren't going to plan.
Right.
You know, some of my clients have got kids to look after, working long days. The last thing they want is me shouting down the phone, right, what are you doing? Why aren't you going to the gym? Whereas someone can deal with that approach. So all depends on the person.
How do you stop people like bullshitting you? So like, okay.
I can see through it.
Can you?
Yeah.
Because somebody could just say to you,
clients are listening now going, no, you can't.
Well, couldn't they just say, yeah, I've trained today. I've done an hour.
Yeah, but they'd only cheat themselves, wouldn't they? Yeah.
What if they don't care? You know? Like,
well, then they're just flushing money away every month, aren't
basically, as long as they're paying, whatever, innit, I suppose. Do you know what I mean? You do you, fam.
Yeah, but I don't want that. I don't want their money. Of course, it provides the
you probably
living,
do want the money, yeah.
But I want a result from them.
Yeah. Well, look, if you're doing good results and getting proof, like it's obviously going to push
Yeah, of
your
course it
business
is.
on, isn't it? You know,
Yes.
so of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the answer to the question, I guess, is you can do both.
Yeah.
And you will identify over a period of time what these people are.
The starting point.
Yeah. So do you have, like, I mean, no names or nothing, but do you have a client, like, currently that does need that, like, you know, get up, motherfucker? Like, that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I have multiple clients
Really?
like that. Yeah.
Right. How do
Yeah.
you, like, bridge into, like, because obviously at first they've just met you. How do you
Yeah.
bridge from just like, oh, hi, yeah, pleased to meet you, I'm going to be a coach, to get the fuck up? How do you
Well-
get there?
I'd get them to agree with me essentially. So I'd say, right, would you agree that what you're doing right now isn't getting you any closer to your goals? Yes or no? And obviously, the answer is most of the times yes. So then they'll be like, okay, yeah, you're right, Michael. If they resist that, if they get the backup, some people do. Like, people preach all the time. I don't like to preach on social media, but the passive aggressive approach, the preaching, people rebel, don't they? They resent that. They go, who's he talking to? I'll do what I want. But then some people need that push.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they won't be where they're at in life.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's your job to, I mean, like you said, it's your job to identify what's what with these people.
Yeah.
Your clients. You'll figure out.
I know straight away. I've been doing this for 10 years.
You ever
I
got
know.
it wrong, though?
Yeah,
Have
a few
you?
times.
What, and they've started crying when you boot camp them?
My dog's just died and you've just told me I'm not counting my calories. Yeah, I've got it wrong. I'm human. I'm still learning myself.
So how you know these clients that you're working with, how, because you're not actually in the gym with them, right? Or are you?
I'm a hybrid coach. I'm mainly online now. I've got a handful of clients that I coach in person.
So what's the, like, how are you tracking, on the basis that they're not lying, they're telling the truth, right? So
Yeah.
are you sort of getting updates from them every day, and you're
Yeah.
updating your system, your end, so you're keeping track of everybody? Is that how
Yeah,
it works?
so I'm in contact multiple times throughout the week. We'll have calls. Obviously, there's the coaching app as well. So they're obviously doing the work their end. And then we come together and we look at the progress overall, see what's working, see what isn't, make changes. So it's not just a case of, here's your training, here's your nutrition, see you later. It's way more in depth than that. And that's why I obviously get the results I get, because it's like, I'm there every step of the way.
Yeah, with them.
Yeah,
And it's giving people the accountability sort of thing.
that's it.
Isn't
You're
it?
paying for the accountability essentially, aren't you?
Basically, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
I am interested in this particular scheme that you offer, Michael.
Yeah.
So in 90 days, you sort of summer confidence guarantee. What does that entail?
So obviously over the period of 3 months, we'd get you in obviously a much more positive position than when you first started. It's a more intensive approach. And at the end of the 3 months, we then set different goals and maybe tone it down a little bit. So that's just a kickstart essentially. But, well, clues in the name, summer confidence guarantee.
Yeah.
So feeling and looking your absolute best, your version of that over summer. And then that obviously goes into autumn, winter, when we need that the most, I feel.
Yeah.
We need that boost.
I'm aware, obviously, every client's different, and to reach their goal, it's all going to be different and subjective to that client. But what does the average, let's just say a weekly, what's your average client going to sort of go through on this sort of program?
In terms of,
fitness, in terms of training, in terms of nutrition?
again, it all depends on what they can do in a week. You know, some clients can train 5 days a week. Some clients can only train twice. But as long as they are doing the work, they will get the results they want by the end of the 90 days.
Do you think there is a sweet spot in training? So, like, how many days a week you should do? Okay, let me rephrase that. On the basis that everybody does a different amount of exercise.
Yeah.
An 80-year-old lady
Yeah.
isn't going to do what an 18-year-old boy does, okay? But I'm just talking about, like, how regular. Do you think, like, is the sweet spot of 6 days a week, 5 days a week, 7 days? Like how many, is there a sweet spot?
Well, it depends on what you want. Like, if you want to look like my physique on stage, then that would require
Every day.
every day.
Yeah, I think that you should do something every day, whether it be a walk,
Yeah.
whether it be something. I just think you shouldn't really spend a day just sitting down. You should do something every day. Get some air in your lungs every day.
Yeah.
Again, doesn't matter how old you are or where you're at, just do something. You know?
Yeah.
Do you think that would be fair to say?
Absolutely. You find when you've sat on the couch, you might need that rest, that relaxation, but you feel more tired after getting up off the couch. I feel like that. I feel more sluggish, my back's achy. I have those days. I need those days of just doing nothing. But yeah, I would agree. Like, you doing something every single day is only gonna make you feel better. That can be a walk outside, walk in nature without your phone. That's hard to do, by the way. I'm still working on that, trying to keep that away. But
Yeah, that's a constant battle, that thing,
oh
isn't
my
it?
goodness, yeah,
It's the root of all evil, but the root of all happiness too.
yeah, exactly.
You know,
without that, I wouldn't have a business. So
No, literally. So is there any, like, through your, like, training, have you come across any, like, common training mistakes that you see come up again and again?
doing too much too soon.
Okay.
Yeah, trying to go from nothing to training 7 days a week, counting every single calorie within the first week. That's, I would say, is the biggest mistake. And not managing their expectations, like believing they should look a certain way within 4 weeks, within 8 weeks. And that's down to me to say, look, this is possible by the end of whatever, if you do the work.
Yeah.
But I think it's managing expectations and trying to do too much too soon.
Yeah, I agree. I've not, again, the same-
January's a common. Yeah.
You get busy in January, right? Yeah.
Yes. And you see people all guns blazing 5 days a week, and then by the middle of Feb, where are they? They've disappeared because their approach is too unsustainable.
It's so funny. We've anybody with a gym membership will know, or had a gym membership over a long period of time. You walk in that gym on the 5th of January, or you walk in that gym on the 5th of December, and you've got two very different gyms.
Yeah. It's like
It
Royal
is-
Rumble. Have you seen that photo? Royal Rumble in January, and then it's
Busy.
dead in March.
Yeah, bless him. Do you know, I have a friend who runs a gym, and he told me that there's something like 250 members. It's a small gym. It's like my friend. He has 250 members paying, but only about 50 people come. And he said this has been the way for years and years and years. And some people just need the membership there.
Yeah, it's
you
gathering
know?
dust.
That's what it is. It's just knowing that, yeah, but I will go. I will go. It's like it keeps that candle
Yeah.
lit, you know?
Yeah.
That there's hope.
Yeah,
Bless him.
I know. I've seen that for years, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so quality over quantity. Yeah? Something you believe in, right?
Yep.
So give us an example of what quality over quantity is.
So 3 quality sessions in the gym where you're applying enough effort, because people should question their effort in the gym. We can all go to the gym,
Yeah.
but are you actually working hard within that time spent in the gym, or are you on your phone in between sets, just checking Facebook, checking what Sandra's up to, at work, or are you actually applying genuine effort? And it's all right. You've got 3 days there. What you're doing within those 3 days, that is what you want, right? Rather than 5 inconsistent days, that is quality over quantity. So you could say I go to the gym 6 days a week, but I reckon if you're not working hard enough within those 5 days, I could be doing more within my 2 sessions, let's say.
Yeah.
Getting more out of it.
Yeah, no, I agree. You know the whole thing of rest days?
Yes.
You think they're needed? Because where I'm going with it is, don't supreme athletes and things, don't they not have rest days?
They will, but what's a rest day? Is that sitting on the couch watching Netflix all day, or is that going out for a walk with the family?
I guess so.
Yeah, enjoying the fresh air. I would say active rest is still rest. I try not to go a day without doing something, like what you said earlier. That for me, like even a run, I would say that's rest for me, like a slow pace run, still rest. Getting your steps in, still rest.
You know you're fit when a run is a rest.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You know you're an athlete then. No, yeah, I'm just going for a restful run.
Just run, yeah.
Yeah.
2 hours just to rest. Rest run.
Yeah, that's definitely PT
But
talk.
10K, yeah. 10K, getting your 10K steps in, I still class that as rest.
Right.
It's active recovery, active rest.
Yeah. No, I agree with
Yeah.
that. As somebody who, I imagine, like the world's constantly evolving, so I guess your knowledge and what you're teaching is also constantly evolving. You've got to stay on the ball with the latest stuff, latest sciences, latest things people have figured out. Yeah. But how do you deal with the conflicting and contrasting information? What I mean is, in a given day, you can go on your device of doom and you will hear somebody say the carnivore diet's the way, right?
Yeah.
Eat nothing but lean meat and nothing else with eggs. Then you'll get somebody that'll tell you that's the devil. That's going to give you the C word, and you should be eating all the vegetables and all the carbs. And how do you deal with this contrasting and conflicting information? Because I for one am puzzled. I'm literally getting from all angles this information.
Yep.
And I think pretty much everything that I do good, I've been told is bad, and vice versa.
Yeah.
How do you deal with it?
You can't win.
Sorry, just to interrupt you, but I sort of know why you're asking this, Daniel, because he'll go through spells where all of a sudden Dan's on the keto diet, and I'm like, oh wow, no way.
Tried them all.
How long
And
did it
then
last?
we're buying different milk and all this stuff, and then all of a sudden, no, I'm carnivore now.
Right.
So you've battled with this for quite some time now, haven't you, Dan?
I'm in a constant pursuit for perfection.
Yeah.
People ask me what my hobby is, and I'm my hobby, right? It sounds arsey, but it's true. I'm my own hobby. I'm a project. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I'm interested in. Sorry, but I am.
No, that's good.
And I've tried everything. And again, through hearing stuff on podcasts and stuff, I've been through just about every diet going.
Right.
Each one of them had positives, but each one came with its unique negatives that were all like, the weird one was, like you said, the keto diet. I was like, hang on a minute, right? So hang on, right? I have to eat loads of fat, right? Healthy fats to go along. I found myself sitting on a night, like, eating blocks of cheese thinking, this doesn't feel right, But actually shredding, like, weirdly, like, I went through this weird, like, keto diet, and I actually shredded, which I didn't understand because I was eating a lot of fat. But God, did I feel like shit.
Yeah.
Like,
no carbs.
Oh, mate. Like, I was weeping, do you know, in the morning. I just wanted to cry. I just couldn't face the day.
Yeah.
So
you can put a big X through that one then.
Yeah, I won't be going back there.
So you're obviously in a deficit from the keto approach. Was a palmo involved? Because that's fat, that's cheese, that's protein.
Well, I Googled it, and apparently there was too many carbs for it to be okay. It's the breadcrumb.
Yeah.
So I made my own palmo.
Yeah.
Where I got some cheese and chicken breast.
Okay. So I've tried that myself, to be honest with you.
Keto?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what? If it works, crack on. Like, this is why I don't like to post videos about, oh, you should not follow this approach because it's whatever. Like the people you see in the supermarket picking up boxes of cereal. This is terrible. This will give you X, Y, Z. I don't believe in any of that. I try to avoid all that at all costs. If it's sustainable, if you don't have to go back to it, that means you can sustain it forever. Like, people say, I've done Slimming World before, it works. Well, if it works, why do you keep going back? Why do you keep gaining the weight and then going back to Slimming World? So obviously it hasn't worked. Same with other diets. So ketogenic's a popular one. Carnivore, the unicorn diet. There's so many, isn't there, out there? So I try to be honest on my platform. Try to be honest. That's all I want to do, and help people filter out all the noise. Like you said, you just led down a different rabbit hole each time you scroll.
What is a healthy diet?
I don't think it exists. A healthy diet, a healthy approach exists. Because a diet, in my head, that's like short term. Whereas my approach to nutrition, that's something you can sustain, or hopefully something you can sustain long term, with different branches along the way. Are you in a deficit? Are you in a phase where you're just maintaining? Are you chasing performance? Therefore, you need to slightly up your calories. There's lots of, let's say, branches to that.
I know I've heard something on your social that you'd mentioned, that some of the sort of programs you put together, and they do include eating the things that you like to eat.
Yes.
Well, tell me your thinking behind that first,
Okay.
and I'm going to tell you my thinking behind that.
Okay. So I'm not saying you can eat McDonald's all week long and get a result. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you can include the foods you enjoy, but you have to understand that if you want a result, sacrifices do need to be made. Compromise, that's a better word. So instead of eating, a full pack of buttons, you mentioned dairy milk earlier, that's the first thing that comes to mind. Okay, can you have a handful of that? Can you track it on MyFitnessPal, the app that you're going to download after this? Can you have a little bit of something that you enjoy each and every day? Yes, but your majority diet should be made up of like whole and mostly unprocessed or minimal processed.
My thinking behind that when I read it, because I disagree with it.
Okay.
Personally, I'm not a coach, but I'm just telling you from the angle I'm coming from. I speak for many people
Yes.
here people who are overweight, sometimes have addictions to food.
Yes.
And that word is a very naughty word, is addiction. Now, if you're an addict by nature, I'm under the belief that it's all or nothing if you're an addict. You can't just have a bit
Yeah.
because you need to shut the door on anything like that. If you're an addict and you're addicted to bread, for example, you like baked bread, right? I don't believe you're going to be able to get where you want to be having bread once a week, because it's still in your life. It's still there. You haven't let go. And I bet the vast majority of people that are overweight is because they're addicted to food.
To something, yes.
That's what I think it is. So when I saw it, that line or that sort of that thought process, that idea, I played with it a bit and thought, just from my own perspective, as I am an addict by nature. That's just what I am. And I know that through things that have happened in my life, dipping into something, it's all or nothing. You have to let go. You have to just be 100% no, never ever again. That's my opinion.
Okay.
Do you disagree with that?
Yes and no. I get what you're saying, but the all or nothing approach, in my experience, doesn't work long term, because sooner or later, the thing you wanted the most, let's say you say, right, I'm never going to McDonald's drive-through ever again. If you didn't have that approach, if you're like, look, I can go to McDonald's whenever I like, but I'm not going to. I'm going to decide not to. Then if you restrict that, you'll want it more. Does that make sense? So if you said, right, you're cutting out bread. A few weeks down the line, you want a slice of toast. Just have a slice of toast. It's fine.
But 5 years down the line, you won't think of toast.
Can you get to that point, though?
I think they have to. I think an addict has to.
Yeah, of course. If it's ruining their life, yeah, of course. But if you want to compare bread to alcohol, two different ball games there.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I know somebody that's killing themselves through eating bread.
Right, okay.
Literally.
But is that the bread, or is that the behaviour?
Because they're a food addict.
Yeah, exactly.
They're addicted to eating.
Yeah, exactly.
Bread is, obviously there's other things this person's eating, but that's...
I've witnessed that with Coke, full sugar Coke. Addicted to cans of Pepsi or whatever, drinking litres a day, and I'm talking 3 litres a day.
Yeah.
We swapped to sugar-free. Yes, the taste initially wasn't doing its thing, but the weight came off, and they actually now stick with diet drinks.
No, I can believe it.
Yeah.
I just, on that there, I'm going to say, I'm not convinced personally that if you have a problem with something, drugs, alcohol, food, whatever it is, if it's causing a problem in your life and you can't leave it alone, then you're probably addicted to it. And I think if you can come to the conclusion that you are addicted to something, which if a lot of people just be honest with themselves, they probably will come to the conclusion that they are addicted to that thing. Yeah. And I believe that you should never have it. Yeah. That's my belief, I think, because otherwise it's just going to be there, and then you're always one bad day away from fuck it.
Yes, but it's that whole approach to it, isn't it? It's viewing it as bread is bad as such. I don't like to label foods good or bad because it doesn't exist. A salad is not healthy and a Mars bar isn't unhealthy. One's a smart choice, one isn't. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, yeah, for that, I do agree. I do agree with what you're saying. But going cold turkey, in my experience, hasn't necessarily worked. But again, it all depends on where they're at. If you say they're addicted to something, I don't think they're addicted to bread. I think they're addicted to the taste, the texture. Sugar, fat combination. We all love that. Hedonic, isn't it? Donuts, cookies, pizza.
Oh,
amazing.
Delicious.
But it's not just what it is, it's the texture, it's the taste. So you're not addicted to sugar. No one's addicted to sugar. It's addicted to the taste of these glorious foods.
Yeah.
But I think you should include those in moderation.
Do you think?
Absolutely, because that's adherence. You can sustain that. I've been doing that for years, and I'm proof that it works. But I eat mostly clean foods. I don't like that word, but
I think the people who can do that are people who are not addicts by nature.
Yeah.
And I think those that are can't.
Yes.
And I think that it's a personality trait, I think.
Definitely.
You're obviously, I'm guessing, being able to just, you say you sometimes have the nice food, but 90% of the time don't, right?
70% of the time, I'm eating very good food to fuel performance, not based on how I look, just to fuel my day.
Will you smash a pizza in every
Absolutely,
now and then? Right.
Yeah.
Well,
I love pizza.
But do you ever, that's what I'm saying. Do you never feel like, are you never like a bad day away from just saying like, to hell with it, I'm having a pizza?
Yeah,
You
depends on the day. And sometimes, you want to self-soothe via food. We all do. We're only human, aren't we? We all do that. Even the people you see smashing it online, they will have their bad days. But it's obviously how you respond to that bad day that matters more than the event itself.
Yeah.
That's the key. How can you respond to ordering a Parmo and smashing it and feeling like crap afterwards? How can you respond to that?
Yeah, I guess.
Getting back on the wagon.
Is there like we always try, and if we order a takeaway, we'll try and order maybe the healthier options.
Yeah.
So sometimes like a chicken kebab we've went for, haven't we, before, Dan? Have you got any advice to somebody who loves the bloody takeaway, but is also 70% of the time trying to eat well? Mm-hmm. Do you have like a preferred takeaway that you go for? That's the middle ground. That's the sweet spot.
Well, I always say order what you want, but you've got to be careful there, because ordering what you want, it could mean, well, I'll have a full meat feast and all the the deals you find online. But it's like, no, are you going to regret your decision? If the answer is yes, it was a wrong decision. That makes sense? So I would always say, right, are the calories available online without being too obsessed? It all depends on where you're at with the journey. If you want to look like that, then you've got to be more, meticulous. Yeah. But if it's just a case of cleaning it up, okay, instead of getting chips, ditch the chips, have the pita. If it's a kebab, a compromise rather than sacrifice. Because if you say, no, I'm not having one, it will come back to bite you in the backside, because everyone around you will have it and you'll be like, oh, God, that smells so good. We've all been there, haven't we?
Yeah.
You're sat there with your salad. It's like, oh, but if you order a little bit of what you want, or at least share with somebody, I'm all about portions. Like, I'll share portions. I can eat a few slices of pizza and be okay with that. But now and again, I will smash a full pizza.
Yes.
To self-soothe.
Literally last night I was out for a meal and playing, the game I told you about.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's that's just chicken breast, right? Okay, I can see that. Right, I can see they're just prawns, they're fine. So I'm just eating the things. And there's this great big massive like garlic flatbread type thing with cheese on. And there was some kids with us, and the kids listen, I nearly bit them kids' fingers off. I was literally watching this kid, eating this slice and just thinking, I'd eat his arm. You know what I mean? I was going to eat the kid,
Brilliant.
Yeah, it never goes away. You want
to be careful.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, right? Yeah, look, food's dangerous. Look, it's delicious and dangerous at the same time.
It's very dangerous, I agree.
Yeah, man.
Do you find that because you're trying to eat healthy so much that you might, I don't know, normal people who can eat what they want all the time probably don't care. All right, I'm having a takeaway tonight. Do you sort of desire that even more because you're on this healthy grind like almost your whole life?
Don't get me wrong, I love the taste of naughty food, but for me, I like the feeling healthy food gives me.
Yeah.
So I chase that feeling. That's why I don't really drink, because I don't like the feeling afterwards. I don't like the hangover. Self-inflicted, isn't it?
Awful.
But in the moment, it's the best idea in the world. But the next day, it's like, oh my God, I'm never doing that again. So I chase the feeling. So if I know ordering something more nutritious is going to benefit me, I will go for that option. It's all about like a choice, isn't it? Like, well, how do you want to feel tomorrow rather than now?
Like foods become, and substances, they become like a pleasure thing. Like we don't look at food, which is what it actually is. It's fuel. It's fuel for your machine. And I guess, obviously some people do it easily, but I guess you need to start the process of reprogramming your mind that I'm not eating for fun. I've woke up, I'm awake for 16 hours. What is the best thing I can do to fuel this machine? And you get a kick out of doing the right fuel or try to get there. Obviously, it's not easy. It's not going to happen overnight. If you're a food addict and you're going to get to there, you're a world apart. Yeah. But start learning, educating yourself, start learning about, okay, so actually a pizza's got this and there's actually no nutritional value there, really, bar a bit of cheese, calcium from the cheese. Yeah. But apart from that, it's all bad.
Yeah.
And then yeah, look, that's not what I think it is. I think it's all about education and programming yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I think it is. A lot of people don't know. You know, a lot of people, you'd be surprised how many people don't actually know what's good and what's bad for you.
It's scary. They should teach it in schools. I'm not sure what they actually teach in school. I think it may be like the healthy eating plate, you know, the traffic light system. I'm not entirely sure what they actually teach in school.
I don't know what they
do. Not enough,
now.
that's for sure.
You've just left school and yourself. What do they teach then?
I left school last week and they don't teach fuck all.
But still doing nothing in that way.
It is all programming. Like, literally, when was it? Monday, I went to Subway and I was like staring at all these meat feast Italian footlongs, and I was like, oh God, I could smash one of them because I used to all the time.
Yeah.
And then you were like, oh, what did you end up going for? I was like, no, I went for a salad. And then on that drive back from Washington, I felt so much better just because I'd chosen the salad. And then I was thinking to myself, I wonder how I'd feel if I had that footlong. Probably shit.
Yeah.
You
and
do
then
feel good,
just that one choice,
Yeah.
that was the fuel instead of the pleasure, you know.
Yeah.
It's
You do
interesting.
feel good if you got through a day and not done something bad. You get a little bit of a kick out of it, don't you? I do anyway. But if you've let yourself go and done something or ate something you shouldn't have, you do resent yourself a bit.
Yeah, it's dangerous. Yeah, it's dangerous.
Yeah,
we live in an environment now. It's really hard to avoid unhealthy foods. You even, go into a petrol station now, you're surrounded by rollover hot dogs, slushies, milkshakes, everything you can think of, sugar, fat combination.
And they're always first, aren't they? Of
course.
They're always the first option, and then the sushi and stuff is further away.
It's harder to lose weight now than ever before, isn't it? You've got Greg's drive-through now. That's insane.
Really?
Yeah. There's one in Stockton, I'm sure there is.
No way.
Oh, I should have told you that.
That's amazing. I know, great. Oh, how good is it, Greg's? Oh, what's your pasta, your choice, Southpaw? Sausage and bean.
Sausage, bean and cheese.
Yeah, I used to smash those in college.
Yeah, I did. You could buy. I used to get loads of them, like 4 and 5. If I ever am going to let myself go,
Okay.
I tell you, there is a day, right, where sort of like all rules are off, right, and everyone will agree with this. It's the day you get back from holiday, like the day
There's
you get
nothing
back,
in. Yeah.
yeah, the day you get back, like supposing you've landed on the morning or afternoon, whatever, and you get home that night and you're washing your clothes. It's as if like someone's just like let the latch off, and it's like nah, not till tomorrow morning. Like you're still on your holiday.
Course,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Greg's delivery, yeah.
It's a dangerous day.
Dangerous place. Then you just laid in bed with heartburn, aren't you? Thinking I'm a slob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We chase that instant gratification, don't we? We all do it
Yeah.
rather than the delayed gratification of, right, I'm not going to smash a Greg's. I'm going to choose something healthier, the salad. I'll feel better over time.
Tricky to do.
It's hard. It's really hard.
Really
I'm still
hard.
trying to figure out myself.
Yeah. Listen, if you get there, let me know.
I know,
'cause I'm
yeah, I
interested,
will.
So, I'll tell you what. Let's have a look at this bit. We've done the training and diet tips. Have we done diet tips? Well, it's subjective to the people, isn't it,
course it is.
really? I guess so.
There's no one size fits all. That's the thing. It's not one answer for everyone. I wish there was.
No, sadly there isn't. No, I guess not. So I'm going to go back into the confidence thing again, right? I know we've touched on it already, but basically, how what you do, how what you do. Is that? Am I saying that right? How what you do?
I get what you're saying.
How does what you do? There's the word.
that's better.
Missing. How does what you do change somebody's life? Like, how can you change them?
Well, think back to that lady who went on a cruise. Before
Right.
she went, she was feeling out of shape. She was feeling a bit lethargic. She wasn't very confident in herself.
No.
So I obviously put together a program for her. I can't remember at the time, but she went on that holiday in shape. She lost, I think it was like 5 kilos. She loved what she put on. She was getting compliments, and she said she was literally walking in a room. She felt amazing. And to me, that is confidence. And when no one was watching, she looked in the mirror and was like, you know what? I like what I see. And to me, that is exactly what I try and chase with clients, their ideal version of themselves.
And I guess that would, be the next question. If I was going to say to you, like, what advice can you give an unconfident person? Would it be to start
Absolutely.
to do something?
Yeah. Anything. Something so small, but you can't fail.
Yeah, I get you. What holds people back?
Fear.
Fear.
Yeah. Fear of failing and fear of being successful, because it changes their whole identity, doesn't it?
Do you think people are fearful of success, of succeeding?
Yeah, because
think?
they have this voice. A lot of people have this voice telling them that they're no good, they can't do this, they can't do that. So they're scared of actually achieving that, and that voice is like, obviously, it's wrong. So it's like it's a fear, definitely, of holding them back.
I
But
bet a
fear
lot
of
of people
failure is
do.
more common. I'm not capable of doing that. Well, with that attitude, probably not. But if I can help you believe in yourself, because I believe in my clients before they believe in themselves 90% of the time. Like, trust me, you can do this. And I'm 90% of the time, I'm right. I can get them to a better place, but it's just believing in themselves. But yeah, it's the fear holding them back for sure.
What's like, you know, you've obviously had some success stories with clients, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell me which one is, if you can pick one, which one was like the best one or the most important one or whatever?
Well, define best. I don't, do you mean?
One that made you feel like that's a big achievement. Like, does one stick in your mind as an important one for some reason, or are they all just as good?
Yeah, I would say that first one I mentioned way back when, my first result, that
Right.
sticks in my mind, because that feeling when she was hugging me really tightly and almost in tears, that made me feel so good.
Right.
That feeling. So I think that stands out. I've had multiple wins. One of my clients lost 6 stone.
6 stone?
Yeah, he no longer needed a mask to sleep, sleep apnea mask. He was a better husband, and his wife even approached me and said, look, he's much better at home. Thank you so much. So I think that for me stands out. He's still on a journey now. It's not been easy. Yeah.
What, is this the guy? Mm-hmm. No way.
I mean, we'll double check he's comfortable with this, but I mean, what a success story that is.
Yeah.
And
Incredible.
fantastic.
And he's still smashing it to this day.
Wow.
It looks amazing.
Look at- yeah.
That is crazy.
Looks like 2 different people.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's not there yet. He'll admit that. He has blips along the way, and he at times needs that approach we spoke about before. Come on. You don't want to go back to that. I know you don't. I won't let you.
No.
And how long has he been with you now then, Michael?
Over a year now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some transformation in a year, isn't it?
Yeah.
What, has he done all this in a year? That's all it was?
Yeah. Andrew's fantastic guy.
Over 40 kg. Wow. Hats off to you, Andrew.
Yeah. Shout out to Andrew. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
doing it. Like, you just see, I mean, like,
Look at the difference.
yeah, look at that. I can't believe what I'm seeing.
And his goal isn't to step on a stage. His goal was like the person you mentioned earlier, just a bit flatter, more confidence, can get up the 3 peaks, no problem. That person in the hot tub definitely couldn't have done that.
No.
Not a chance.
No chance. And to be a better husband, like obviously I'm family orientated. I want to be the best husband. I want to be the best father. So for me, prioritizing my health, it's a no-brainer. That is my, I guess, deep ingrained why. And that's what I try and say to clients. What is your why? It's no good just saying, I just want to lose 10 kilo. Well, why? Well, I want to be a better husband. I want to be a better employee. I want to be this. I want to be that. I'm like, good, we're getting somewhere. So having a strong why is, for me, it's important.
Yeah, that for me it's like strikes a bit of a nerve chord with me. That
Okay.
because I believe in a good way.
Yeah.
I call it not whys. I call them reasons. Like have a reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A reason to do something. And I think a person with a real reason is pretty much an unstoppable force. I think.
Yeah.
And if you can find a reason, and that reason means that much to you, like your life depends on it, there's nothing that'll stop you.
You will do it.
There's
Absolutely.
nothing will stand in your way.
Yeah.
No matter what. No matter what.
Yeah.
And those that aren't, I don't think they have the reason. You know, those that aren't achieving what they want to achieve or get where they want to be or have the motivation, I think the reason isn't strong enough.
Exactly.
You know? You maybe need a new reason, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, look in the reason catalogue, you know? Order a new one.
Order a new one. Yeah.
know?
And this is why when I jump on a call with clients, I'm like, right, why do you want to lose 10 kilos? Oh, just because I just want to just tone up. I'm like, well, that's not strong enough. Come back to me when your reason is strong enough.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, actually, I went on a night out and I felt terrible. I was hiding. I didn't want any photos taken. Like, well, we're getting somewhere now. We're unveiling why you feel the way you do. Let's change it. That is your why. And for me, being your best for those closest to you, that is the biggest why of them all for me. For me personally.
Yeah, 100%. Like, if there is anybody listening to this and they are like unhappy with where they are, I guess, look, none of us are like buzzing over the moon like we've made it. Everyone's a bit everyone's a bit miserable, right? Tiny
Yeah.
bit.
We're British.
Yeah, we're all a little bit miserable. But like, if you're miserable and your sorrow and your down is literally controlling and overtaking your whole life, like, it doesn't matter how big you are. Yes, you're looking at two people now that are active, but don't look at it like that. Just do something, like do anything, because the difference between not doing it, like, you get one chance. You're only alive once. Like, it's not a dress rehearsal, people. Like, this is lights, camera, action. This is it. Like, so if you have to do it, you have to do something. You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Well, you do, but that's the word. That's the end. It's you're not going to live. You're not going to live your life.
Where you're at now, I think it's Mark Manson said, it might not be your fault, whatever's happened, but it's your responsibility. So where you're at in life, it might not be your fault, but you have the responsibility to do something about that.
You do.
Yeah, even major trauma, obviously that's in most cases not your fault, but how you respond to that, is it going to be in a positive way or is it going to be in a negative way? It's your responsibility no matter what. I think that sticks with me the most.
Yeah, that's pretty profound.
Mark Manson, great guy.
Yeah, I don't know much on Mark Manson.
Amazing.
What does he do?
So Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, that's his main book.
Oh, that much?
Yes.
I've read the book. Listened.
Yeah, me too. On my runs, my rest day runs.
Rest day runs, yeah, one of them relaxing runs. Yeah. Have you got like how do people get motivated? Like, you've got somebody sat on the couch, right, doing that, like, okay, you're saying all this good stuff, you can do this for them, you can do that for them, right? But then what if they're just like,
Yeah.
Like, how do you get them from there to doing it? Like, how can you motivate somebody?
It's so simple. It's just taking action, because people wait for motivation to slap them in the face before doing something about it, or they'll search for a YouTube motivation montage or just something to get the fire lit. Whereas if you actually just say, right, take action, then that will lead to inspiration because you're doing it, you're doing what you said you would do, then that will make you feel motivated because you'll get a return from doing that. So action, motivation, rather than motivation, action. Don't get me wrong, there's sometimes you'll be motivated, you've got to take advantage of that. When you join a new gym, when you go on holiday and there's a gym, you're like, oh yeah, let's have a play around. Sometimes, you know.
Yeah, I like that. So it's action, then motivation will follow. Don't wait to get motivated to be active.
You wait forever.
That. Yeah, it's got to start with doing something.
I do like motivation. Don't get me wrong, because it's like a drug, isn't it? It fuels you.
Oh, yeah, Denzel Washington reel. You're joking, aren't you? Oh, I hear one of them. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'll do some push-ups.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's go. Yeah, we've talked about reasons and consequences. So, Michael Purdie coaching, right? So, what are you trying to achieve as Michael Purdie coaching, as a confidence coach, as a personal trainer, all those things? Where are you trying to get to? What's your mission?
Just to help as many people as possible. There's no real end goal.
No.
I just want to be known as an honest coach who has the client's best interest at heart. I think that's the best way I can put it. I'm honest, I'm genuine. Like, there's a lot of, there's a lot of clowns online, unfortunately. And people, they go for that because they offer the quick wins, which we're all searching for. Yeah.
Yeah, we need the clowns, though. We need them,
The clowns in the supermarket saying, don't eat this, don't eat that.
Yeah, and there's enough of them.
There is.
Yeah. Have you got anything else, Southpaw, you're putting in?
I'm pretty happy with all that. I mean, I guess we sort of touched already on the nutrition side of things, but our oats boring interested me.
Pardon? Our oats boring.
Think again.
You could have picked a better post than that.
But there's another thing, the oats thing. Like, you get some, there's a lot of thing to say that eating porridge is good for you. But then, you get your organs in the world that say you shouldn't be eating oats.
I know.
Because it spikes you this and spikes you that. Where do we stand?
I know.
What's right and what's wrong?
They look all right,
win.
though. They'll do, won't they?
Basically, we just all need to find a way to live on fresh air.
Pretty much.
Fresh air for breakfast, for dessert. You can live
That's
on
it.
fresh air, no problems. But then they'll talk about pollution, won't they?
Exactly. There's, there's always something.
Yeah, then you need to buy this air,
Yeah.
Do you know I know a guy that bought a can of air? Have you seen that before?
Bought a can of air.
Oxygen.
Oxygen.
So-
Yeah, someone we work with. That's what he's got. He's got a can.
right.
Um,
Why?
it's crazy. Yeah. they
Well,
literally
sounds
do
like
it.
a sound
all
guy.
right, all right. So you say it's crazy, but I'm going to offer you my side of the
Go on.
opinion. I actually had a go off the air, and you're not taking in enough oxygen on a daily basis. That's just like fact. Like
Right.
you could do with more oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
Your lungs could, and it helps you think clearer and all these things. So that's how it's sold. And I had to go with this, and after I don't know, inhaling this extra oxygen for I don't know 30 seconds or something. Then the next hour, I did believe that I don't know whether it was just placebo, but I thought I could think clearer.
Right.
And I was like, wow. And my head sort of was a little bit less foggy and stuff like that. So I don't know. There may be some science behind that. I can't give you the facts. I'm butchering
Business
it.
opportunity for you there.
But yeah,
Selling
well,
air.
it's already getting done. But yeah, I found some.
I mean,
sort
look,
of-
if you have oxygen, I guess it will give you a bit of oxygenate your blood or that.
Yeah.
good
well, they
stuff,
do
I
all the
guess.
breath work as well.
Yes,
Like-
I'm into nasal breathing actually. Again, it sounds woo, doesn't it? People are like, oh,
No,
here he
I've
goes again.
Heard the reels as well.
Yeah. So most of my slower runs are nasal only. So just
Really?
breathing through my big conch.
Have you got on the mouth tape yet?
No, not yet.
No. Have you seen it though?
Yeah, I have.
Sleep tape.
I can't. I don't think I could do that. I
No.
feel too.
You'd panic, wouldn't
Yeah,
you? Yeah.
absolutely. I'm willing to try anything, like you, but I think that's gone a bit too far.
Yeah.
But the nasal only does obviously help improve your fitness to
Yeah.
dumb it down a little bit.
There was a guy, wasn't there, on what's he called? The CEO guy.
Oh, you
He
see,
was-
oh,
that's
Stephen
what his whole
Stephen
shtick
Bartlett.
was.
Right.
About breathing through noses and stuff.
Right.
That, yeah, apparently it's huge. It's
Yeah.
really makes a difference, apparently.
There's brands now of nasal tape. You know,
Right.
to open up the nostrils.
Right.
So there's again a business for that these days.
Yeah. But yeah, no, breathing through your nose is meant to be the thing, you know.
Really helps with sleep,
Apparently,
apparently.
yeah, that's what they say. I'll tell you what, so we're going to start winding it up. How, if any, like, have you got any spaces, how do people book with you? How do they?
So I'm on Instagram mainly. I don't really use Facebook anymore, so it's just at Purdie Coaching. If you want to reach out, just drop me a DM.
You got
If
some
feel-
spaces now?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I've got some spaces for online. I don't offer in person anymore, but online, yeah, there's me.
So it's all online now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's me cross-armed, standard PT pose, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we will leave the links below.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Cool. So just one more time, socials and stuff, web address,
It's all there on Instagram.
all there on Instagram. Purdie Coaching on Instagram, yeah?
That's right.
Cool. Michael, thank you for
Thanks
speaking
very
with
much for
people
having
like
me on.
us. Yeah, thank you.
I've really
Appreciate
enjoyed it, actually.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just sit down, have a
chat.
chat. Yeah, it's all right.
Chat crap for an hour.
But yeah, listen, just as a final note on it, I think what you're doing, anybody that's helping people improve their lives in whichever way, shape or form, call it PT and call it confidence in nutrition, whatever, I think what you're doing is amazing.
Appreciate that.
I think what you're doing is very good as well. You're evidently very good at what you do. So, yeah, thank you. Keep doing it. And we wish you all the best of luck.
I appreciate that. Thanks.
That has been People Like Us. That's been Southpaw. That's been Michael. And we will see you next time.